At last, Drake has done it. He's gone too far, and American rap may never forgive him. Hip-hop purists, legends, and fans were all taken aback by Drizzy's recent revelation. While the culture has been enmeshed in the Kendrick versus Drake conflict, incomplete incredulity. Drake was heard complimenting the UK rap culture in a recently released podcast piece from a UK media site, which many are also calling a slap in the face. The Breakfast Club co-host, Charlamagne, didn't hold back when he said UK artists are more real, more evolved, and way hungrier than us rappers. He called Drake's remarks a betrayal of the culture that shaped him in a live on-air outburst. It didn't end there. American rap when it most needed him. The social media world is in ruins. Us rappers are already retaliating, and industry insiders are split. Is Drake disregarding the culture? Is this just one more tactic in the competition for supremacy in the world of rap? In order to comprehend why Drake's most recent remarks have damaged the confidence of the American hip-hop community, let's dissect everything, since this may be the moment when Drake truly lost the streets. This wasn't a casual opinion gone awry. Therefore, you had to travel back in time. Had been developing for years. Drake's rap identity was always international from the start. Drake, who was born in Canada and is revered in the US and other countries, blurred boundaries to create his empire. He danced in the Caribbean, stole from Atlanta, and took inspiration from Houston. Evan also had a strong influence on the UK grime genre. We all recall the experimental playlist More Life from 2016, which surprised listeners with unexpected appearances by Skepta Gigs and Joria Smith, as well as production that heavily referenced the gritty London sound of the moment. The inventiveness was praised. Some described it as cultural hopping, while others asserted that Drake was expanding the sound's boundaries. Some even called it covert appropriation. Let's fast forward to 2024. The dust from the battle between Kendrick and Charlamagne's suspended in midair. Drake's street cred has already been damaged by numerous claims that he ghost-wrote, avoided lyrical smoke, and put chart numbers over culture. And right when everyone thought Drizzy would go back in touch with his roots, he doubled down on representing the American rap heritage that helped make him famous. He made the opposite decision. Deviated from the script. In a recently leaked interview on the Crown Conversations podcast in the United Kingdom, impact is devastating. Within it, Drake states, "To be honest, I believe that the UK is producing the most honest, unadulterated music at the moment." That one phrase started a fury, since it didn't simply sound like a compliment to the UK. The hunger's different. The evolution is different. American rap is cool, but it's safe now. Stuck, bro. It sounded like a jab against the United States of America, which supported him, helped him rise, and allowed him to dominate charts and shatter records for more than 10 years, now categorized as stuck and safe. As you are already aware, hip-hop YouTube quickly became popular, as did Twitter and TikTok. Was the entire American rap scene just thrown under the bus by Drake? Bro truly went from loyalty ranges from 0 to 100. It sounds like this man now has a British passport. How are you going to look American hip-hop in the face and tell it it's stuck? Charlamagne said, when you use this platform to rise to the top. When you used our slang, our producers, our playlists, and our beefs. Now you want to praise the UK like we're yesterday's news. However, it didn't end there. The moment Charlamagne the God heard about it, the gloves came off live on The Breakfast Club. This isn't just about how awesome UK rap is. Yes, it is. However, it's the disrespect, the message, and the timing. Drake isn't uplifting society. He's going to leave. From that point on, chaos ensued. It wasn't just Charlamagne who voiced his opinions. Veteran artists began to comment. Some were discreet, while others were outright antagonistic. Talib Kweli said on Instagram, "The same system that gave you the crown now feels disposable to you." Styles P responded, American rap isn't stuck. We just aren't puppets. Whoa. Even DJ Clue took to Twitter. It's that those that profit from hip-hop constantly forget where the sauce comes from. And that was only the start. Since insiders claim that this wasn't a chance incident, the very culture that fostered Drake is now witnessing him ascend to another throne. And the backlash is only growing louder because Drake's team is aware of the clip's existence, aware of the reaction it might receive, and apparently decided not to stop it. According to an anonymous source close to Ovu, Rapwise reported that there is a push to globalize Drake's next rollout. The US is perceived as saturated, and the UK, Africa, and Europe are the next conquests. TikTok cursed fire emojis to the soundbites. Twitter turned his lines into reaction memes. YouTubers were already titling videos like Charlamagne destroys, Drake over UK praise, and anyone who thought that Charlamagne's outburst on The Breakfast Club was the height of the drama was completely mistaken. It's not just about words. It's about loyalty, legacy, and the line between evolution and abandonment. Was American rap just disowned by Drake? Drake recently lost his hip. The culture is unsafe. Charlamagne lashes out. I don't care who you are, how many billboards you top, or how many streaming records you break. Charlamagne said in a solo Instagram live that same evening with the sole goal of doubling down. He did this without music or filters and in a tone more solemn than fans had heard in years. You can call it stale if you're a fan of American hip-hop. We gave you Wayne cosigns, we gave you head nods, we gave you mixtape love, and now you're over in London saying we stuck. That's treason, my guy, flat out, he went on. His final words were. If Drake wants us to run with the crown, he'd better remember who built the kingdom. Or we're going to snatch thaw asterisk right back. Went viral and the comments poured in. Charlamagne simply ethered him without a beat. He's not wrong. Drake has been gradually slipping away from the culture for years. This could be the moment the first twist came, just as things were beginning to settle down, because while Charlamagne was lighting up Instagram Live in the UK, BBC Radio 1 Extra aired a full-length interview with Drake that had been pre-recorded just days earlier. Drake goes even further in this interview, saying, "To be honest, I connect more with the energy in London right now. It's the storytelling, the rhythm, the hunger. It reminds me of early hip-hop in New York before things got commercial. You've built your empire on being the most commercial artist of the last 10 years. Fans were shocked." And then in the same interview, when asked about Charlamagne's criticisms, Drake laughed. That's right. He laughed and said, "Charlamagne has been hating since. Take care, nothing new there. I'm focused on evolution, not nostalgia." Wow, that's when the war became personal, because Charlamagne didn't just react. He mobilized. The very next morning, The Breakfast Club aired a full segment titled, "Is Drake Finished in American Rap?" Throughout the segment, Charlamagne played back video of Drake citing Nas and Biggie, and even using Southern dialect while imitating Bay Area flow. Drake's forgetting something. You can tour the world, but when the foundation cracks, the entire empire crumbles. Suddenly, it wasn't just one man's opinion anymore. The culture was forming a line. East Coast legends, West Coast OGs, and Southern heavyweights Wadraki. Malls showed how Drake's rise was fueled by the same American culture he just labeled stuck. He called it the greatest buy-and switch in rap history. And Angela Ye's surprise guest appearance supported him. Bun B tweeted .d. in this place. But always remember the source of the sound. Top Boy actors reposted Drake's clip. And UK rappers like Dave's Central C and AJ Tracy indirectly co-signed the comments. Liking tweets that praised Drake's loyalty to the realest scene in rap right now, Roya59 posted, "Evolve all you want, but never spit on the soil you planted your flag in." Busta Rhymes also joined the wave with a cryptic message. "Respect to the UK scene. But when you lose your roots, you lose your rhythm." A leaked email. purportedly from a member of Drake's PR team, surfaced on Reddit and Lipstick Alley. Our positioning for Q4 is international. Let the domestic conversation burn out, not bang J. Focus is on Europe, Africa, and Southeast Asia rollouts. Drake just switched teams in real time. It's giving defection vibes. Drake tried to go all British before we even granted him dual citizenship. But then another twist hit. And this one came straight from the OVO camp. Charlamagne's words suddenly became less like opinion and more like prophecy. Because wasn't a scandal, but a declaration. Drake didn't just praise the UK, essentially. Told American rap, I'm done with you. He was planning to let the American backlash fade away. There was no answer, no correction, just a shift away from the nation that produced him. The streets started to whisper one name that hadn't been spoken yet, T. Dui, the King of the South. A man whose legacy is rooted in trap commercial success and cultural clout. Had remained eerily silent throughout the Drake controversy as Drake's silence towards the backlash boiled into bold defiance, and us rap legends circled their wagons. He was riding with us when it benefited him, but now he's trying to play distance, like the UK is the next wave. That man needs to learn that respect comes from roots, not Spotify stats. Then he said the line that sent a million tweets. That boy defected. That's cultural treason. Treason, once more, the same word that Charlamagne used was used by a legend. Suddenly, the discussion turned from criticism to condemnation, and fans and commentators began using military terms. One viral TikTok featured Drake photoshopped in a British Army uniform with a caption, "From Six God to Union Jack Judas." However, footage that was leaked altered everything, just when you thought it couldn't be much messier. Here's the part that set the world on fire. I'm done chasing approval in the States. The culture there is too toxic, too demanding. Everyone wants realness, but only on their terms. The UK gives me peace and freedom. All of a sudden, an anonymous Reddit user posted an audio file titled "Six God Slips Up Unreleased Interview." It was obviously not intended for public release and featured Drake in what sounds like a casual off-camera convo during a UK radio interview. Even some of Drake's former collaborators were taken aback when the man who once boasted about owning Summers in the US admitted that he was done pursuing respect in the very market that made him king and went wild. He said, "This isn't just a pivot. This is a full-on divorce." Meek Mill, who snubbed Drake years ago, posted a mysterious Instagram story hours later, saying, "Be careful who you break bread with. Some folks are just visitors at the table." Then the deep dive started. Fans began tearing up receipts, finding quotes from previous interviews in which Drake praised American rap heavily, referred to Lil Wayne as a father figure, and once said, "Without New York, Atlanta, and Houston, there is no me." Now, those same fans were going through his latest lyrics, tweets, and even his senseless snotting that Afrobeats, UK grime, and Eurotrap samples were gradually replacing American rap classics. Then, the Europe snippy, a tough 30-second leaked snippet of Drake's next single, allegedly titled Europe, sent fans into a frenzy over a minimalist London drill beat. Drake spits, switched lanes for the legacy, left the noise for the melody. Every bar sounded like a direct jab at Charlamagne T, and every critic who questioned his loyalty retaliated by saying, "I'm not trying to be your enemy. I just don't. Have love for the jealousy and the hook." New passport, new pace. Left states, new grace. I'm not stuck. I'm just free. After a long period of icy quiet, Charlamagne went to the Breakfast Club the following morning and played the tape on Dash Air, saying, "Have you ever seen someone earn all the accolades, all the love, all the history, and still walk away bitter? That's Drake at the moment. It's not growth. It's an escape beat from responsibility," he added. "Don't count on us to clear your plate when you return home after feasting abroad. Boom, with respect." The Joe Budden podcast even weighed in on the recent wave of comments. We have been observing this individual. He took out the axe and while the tree was still producing fruit. As the temperature rose, UK rappers were dragged into the fur. Artists in the UK began to feel the strain. Skepta tweeted something blunt yet neutral. Always show respect for the culture. Respect is not a prerequisite for growth. That's the truth. Stormzy frequently appears on Instagram as an ally of Drake. We all build on shoulders, but I'm thankful. For love. Recall your origins. However, Lady Lear was the one who made the direct statement live on TikTok. It's that Drake is giving us credit. But not at the expense of the US scene. That is propaganda, not praise. The industry responds with a negative blacklist. Media circles started to hear rumors that several US-based publications and DJs were renouncing their support for Drake. This remark was part of a stolen email thread from a big satellite radio station. This week, let's reduce the Drake rotation. The vibe check seems strange. The sensitivity of the audience is considerable. Has Drake been placed on an unofficial blacklist? Stronger every hour? What follows? Drake shared a mysterious Instagram story while the storm continues to roar. You were never meant to feel it, I fear not. Just a black letter on a white screen with no caption or context. The world waits, now. Will Drake go all out and embrace Europe? Will the six gods be shut out of American rap? Or is this really another brilliant move to restart the game? There is no doubt that the treachery has been felt. Additionally, Drizzy's Us Camp's silence says more powerful than words. Following Drake's now famous BBC audio confession and his leaked Europe clip, the hip-hop community hit DEFCON 1 as the dust settled. The public was utterly split. The industry is moving chess pieces in silence. Let's dissect it. Within minutes of the European release, Twitter X becomes a civil war. Two groups erupted on Twitter. The Drake has changed. To start, he's not betraying rap. Therefore, he stands at Drake Defender. Ooh, he is now worldwide. In any case, American. Rap is petty. You're a Drake fan, so let him breathe. You're upset because he outgrew your poison. Bars in the UK are popular. Bars despise too. He changed the real rap fan 97 audience. Drake abandoned the society that provided him with everything. That is in progress. Abandonment is what that is. First, ghostwriters, now ghost nations at BX Truffler. This man isn't only loyal to his streams. American rap is stuck is a popular phrase. Once more, but without a conversation this time. It was a battleground. A podcast called Drake Against the Culture. When Love Turns Into Loathing was released by EPI's Bright Fools. Even Charlamagne went farther. Raising a man in the US industry results in this. After that, observe him sell the house for a condo abroad. Drake was quietly disparaged by DJ Drama, who was brought on by Drink Champs. It's funny that people seem to forget where they obtained their sauce. However, some chefs never cook in the same kitchen twice. The massive hitter then arrived. Timestamps, old quips, and lyric receipts were all part of Joe Budden's comprehensive dissection. His decision. Drake is not a fan of the American scene. He put it to use. And now he's smiling and taking a carry-on bag as he leaves us. Cool. Don't come running back when the streams stop flowing. TikTok and Reddit are equal to Drake's signatures. The TikTok detectives returned with a bang. In 2011, they shared side-by-side modifications of Drake's quotation from Nas in a 2022 freestyle. Drake referred to Nas as archaic. Kendrick is hugged by Drake on stage. Drake made fun of it last year. Then Drake versus Drake. A history of treachery went viral on TikTok. 4 were struck by one video. Overnight, it received 2 million views with a caption, "From American icon to British tourist. What happened to the sixth god?" Meanwhile, Reddit threads erupted with the phrase, "digging deeper." Digging deeper. One of the most popular threads, "Did Drake plan this abandonment all along?" featured an interview from 2020, in which he claimed that the US market was spoiled by a 2021 line about switching teams for the clean sweep. Proof that months ago he registered Europe Global as a trademark. Yes, before this fiasco began, he had already registered a name for his worldwide growth. SDR is moved by streaming playlists. Yes, this is the point at which the industry shade materialized. Spotify's rap curators subtly removed 3 Drake songs from the top 20 within 48 hours of the outcry. Drake was taken off the Rap Life cover by Apple Music, and Lil Baby took his place. May the real ones know Drake is the title of a brand new editorial playlist that Tidal uploaded. Hip-hop blogs were informed by insiders that Drake's home priorities had temporarily dipped and that the atmosphere is odd. Is this a penalty, self-preservation, or strategy? No matter what it is loud. The Purio affiliates started to feel the heat in the crossfire, according to Drake's inner circle. 40, Drake's longtime producer, disabled Instagram comments after fans bombarded him with American singles that were inspired by his sounds. He is now also in your legacy. During a Clubhouse conversation, someone inquired if Baca was a great OVO artist. Do you also ride with him abroad? Do you still repin the first location? He walked out of the room. Ironically, the UK reacts and feels the pinch. Some artists in the UK were grateful for the recognition, but others felt singled out. Stormzy expressed gratitude for the attention. Okay? However, our purpose is not to replace anyone. Honor all roots. Once more, Skepa, cautious yet neutral. The family of Drizzy Bin. Burning bridges doesn't help you grow, as we all know. You build even got one of Grimes' most well-known voices to tweet that unity is greater than division. Because to them, wasn't about picking sides. Rather, it was about avoiding getting caught up in another Drake drama cycle. The culture speaks louder than DRA, and Drake has been avoiding direct confrontation with the controversy for every hour. His silence was turning into a scandal in and of itself, as one tweet aptly captured. We got verses from Kendrick. Cole apologized to us. Drake dipped and sent us vibrations. However, an RS1 appeared just as the culture believed it had said everything. Respect to evolution, but hip-hop doesn't reward desertion. Ask history, went the Blastmaster himself on Twitter. The originals had joined the conversation. At Drake SH, a private event during Fashion Week in New York City, fans begin yelling, "Traitors." When Drake unexpectedly appeared on stage, fans in the front began chanting, "Traitor, traitor, traitor." Security promptly closed the venue. The video went viral on TikTok and Twitter. Drake was jeered in New York. Read the headline. The city against him? Is the harm already done? Drake hasn't mentioned anything new as of now. Every day, Charlamagne continues to flame him. Hip-hop in the US is polarized. Streaming platforms are gradually but distinctly changing. However, there is no denying that the story of betrayal is compelling, and could be the turning point in Drake Straw's career if he doesn't respond to it with more than vibes and subliminals. Every OO reference to Narghost from Drake's past erupted just when the internet felt it had reached its peak level of insanity. When the playlists were changing, the fans were rioting, and Charlamagne was still burning. The internet as a whole stopped breathing when this individual spoke, and there was silence. Oh, Nicki Minaj, that ghost. The self-described queen of rap, that is. The woman who once referred to Drake as her little brother and helped him get back on his feet is also a young money rider. A mysterious remark posted by global superstardom just rocked the culture. 3 terrifying words in a single tweet without any hashtags or tags. He changed sides. Double quotations. Boom, nothing more. It said it all without any elaboration or follow-up. He changed sides in a matter of minutes and was trending at #2 globally on Twitter. Instagram was inundated with screenshots, like they had encountered a ghost into their cameras. The signal was simply sent by Nicki. Drake is officially done in the US if Nicki is turning. She doesn't enjoy tweeting. That funeral is coded. Seems to be Drake's final warning before the industry truly shuts him out. Fans discovered something even more combustible when they sifted through Nicki's likes and retweets. A tweet from a Kendrick fan page had just been liked by her. In the midst of Drake's US fallout, Nicki liked a Kendrick tweet that said, "Drake ran to London because he knew Kendrick broke his heart. Now he's out here praising UK drill like it invented bars. Clown behavior. Let that sink in. A dot." Fans were going crazy. Drake shared content on Instagram stories in the meanwhile. The text read, "This is home now," and the image was a grainy snapshot of a huge stadium abroad. Excuse me? One fan put it succinctly in a viral post. Bro just looked the entire American rap game in the face and stated, "I moved out." He began in Degrassi, became a hip-hop star, named himself king, and then left the kingdom to travel to the castle on the other side of the pond. As if the drama couldn't get any more intense, according to a source on page 6. A well-known US rapper is preparing to release a surprise CD that specifically mentions Drake. Streaming services have already received the video. Who is responsible? The Breakfast Club was hinted at by Charlamagne. Say someone is prepared to take their shot and we haven't heard from them in a minute. And no, it's not who you all believe. There was a lot of speculation. Is it Meek? Is that Rick Ross? Is that Rick Ross? Is J. Cole going to speak up again at last? Or worse, will Nicki finally tell the truth? We're not sure. However, it's clear that Drake's silence is no longer effective. His power is eroding. His classmates are leaving. Additionally, the globe is waiting for someone to deliver the last blow. A cultural moment is the potential demise of the most prosperous export from hip-hop. You already know is more than a scandal, Hugh. If you're still watching, this is a change. With Charlamagne, T.I., Nicki Minaj, and even streaming platforms retracting one by one from leaked UK interviews, disrespectful subliminals, and Nicki's bone-chilling Drake, once the golden king of American rap, is now accused of eschewing the same culture that shaped him. He changed sides. For the first time in his career, tweet the sex god may be by himself. And the quiet. It's not cool anymore. It's harmful. Thus, we must now hear from you. Leave a comment. In your opinion, did Drake truly betray American rap? Did Charlamagne make the correct decision? And who do you believe is going to reveal the secret disc that could put a definitive stop to this? Let's debate. Let's respond. Let's maintain this enthusiasm. If you're surprised that Nicki Minaj just turned the tables, don't forget to like this video. In the upcoming video, will the mystery rapper who may be prepared to challenge Drake's hegemony. So hit the subscribe button and tap the bell. Yes, we have intelligence. Won't believe who it is, we assure you. Be outspoken, stay locked, and keep in mind that you can step down from the throne. But don't be shocked if someone else takes it. It contains that.